What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Get this. Joshua states that I would fight Wallin, Hrgovic. I like fighting good opponents. The former two-time world heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua, is willing to face the toughest possible fights in the upcoming year. Joshua, of course, lost to Alexander Usyk and had plans to come back in December, but decided to take a break. And this is what he had to say. He said, yeah, I'll fight Otto. Yeah, I'll fight Dillian. I'll fight Hrgovic. I like fighting good opponents. And as much as it's becoming a champion, I always feel like it was important for me to fight the best in my era, Joshua told DAZN. Because there was this whole stigma about cherry picking. Boxing, if you want to get to the top, you have to take the risk, calculated risk, but you definitely have to take risk. And I just like taking risk. It's not how popular a fighter you are that makes you a good fighter. It's how good a fighter you are that will make you popular. So competing with the best and training for the best has always helped me elevate my game. So yeah, I would fight Wallin. Yeah, I said they may not be the most popular guys on social media, but they're solid fighters. I'm not going to sit here and not going to tell you, nah, they're rubbish. I'm going to give them the credit they deserve, and I'll never underestimate anyone I step in the ring with. That's how we have to think. Everyone is a solid competitor, and that'll make me raise my game. Let me counterpunch. This article tells me nothing at all besides what we already knew. Okay? Joshua's been taking on some of the best. Either you were a champion once upon a time, or you only took one L before that. And some of them never took L's at all. Okay? And he's fought a lot of them. Everywhere from Andrew Ruiz, Alexander Usyk, Dillian Whyte, Alexander Povetkin, Kubrat Pulev. Those guys that I mentioned, they either were undefeated or they were beaten by one particular person that he ended up eventually beating. Okay? And him saying he'll fight all these top guys and not popular, well, I want to see who he chooses to fight if he's not going to fight those three guys. You know, Hrgovic is a good fight. I would like to see him in with a guy just as big as him and see how he's able to handle it. Otto Wallin, you know, I think that would make more sense unless he wanted to do a redo. I think Eddie Hearn does have a big, influence over Joshua, especially when it deals with Dillian Whyte. But he's saying, hey, yeah, I'll fight the best. And it just makes you think, well, you'll fight the best. So, why don't you take another test, instead of Dillian Whyte, because we don't know how Dillian Whyte is. I know he wants to fight Anthony Joshua because that's the only guy that he's fought that he hasn't avenged besides Tyson Fury. He's got his revenge on Alexander Povetkin. He has 3 losses. To note, all of them coming by way of stoppage or knockout. Anthony Joshua, I think he's not trying to put these fighters down because they very well may be opponents. So why would you ever do that? Counterpunch. But it does sound good to hear Joshua talk about Otto Wallin, Dillian Whyte, or Filip Hrgovic. I just hope it's not Dillian Whyte because it's, we've already seen that before. I want to see fresh, new developing upcoming fights. I don't want to see, hey, yeah, let's see this fight again. Joshua wins. I don't want to see that. And I think that's just a waste of time. And I think people, are fighting the same guys because that particular person that you've already beaten is less a risk. You see what I mean? I think he should scratch Whyte right off the list. Bars. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Anthony Joshua stating that he will fight Otto Wallin and Hrgovic and Dillian Whyte. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.